Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Taking Care of Business. Joining me today is Stephen Relph, who is Country Manager for Canada for Stocard. Thanks, Stephen, for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mario.
Let's talk about an interesting survey you folks did recently on some of the buying habits of Canadians as we head into the holiday shopping season. Not head in, we're right in the midst of it right now. But close to 60% of Canadians plan to redeem rewards and points this year during their holiday shopping. You know, when you look at that number, is it a healthy number, a strong number? Is it something that you expected?
Yeah, we actually weren't 100% sure what to expect. It's interesting. We know that Canadians are amongst the most avid loyalty card participants globally. So right up there with the Aussies and the Italians. So we were really curious, how are they thinking about it, especially, today, as we look at, an inflationary environment that we're in. Yeah. Are points less relevant? Are people looking just at price? So, the fact that 54% of them are still saying, no, it's meaningful and not just meaningful, but very important to me. Yeah, I think it's a considerable number.
Okay. One of the key factors, obviously, is saving money these days. We see it all the time with Canadians shopping, at the Dollaramas and the Walmarts of the world, and looking for savings and discounts. Obviously, loyalty and reward points programs help in that regard. 64% said, that's the reason why they're shopping this way. Is that a growing trend? Do you see?
Yeah, I'd say it's a trend that is stable. I wouldn't necessarily say it's accelerating. One of the interest pieces, with Stocard here in Canada, we have 3 million Canadians using the app. And you mentioned Walmart and Dollarama. Walmart, as an example, they advertise on our platform as a way they know that there's people who, as I said, 64% of them say it's very important to save money using points. So some of our partners, globally as well, actually don't even have a loyalty program because they know, hey, if I can get my assortment and my pricing in front of this audience, then I can influence their shopping decisions. Mm-hmm. But as we said, 64% of our people surveyed know that those points are like currency, right? Yeah. And so, the smart ones and the savvy ones know that that's what it is. So it's not just a frivolous point. But I think that's also a challenge to operators to make sure that they're able to communicate their programs in such a way that they can't fool the consumer. Consumers are smart. So make it easy for them to understand what those points are worth so that you can help influence their shopping trips.
And we're noticing, right, a lot more companies and doing this, right, and doing different things to enhance loyalty programs. I know McDonald's, for instance, just started their own, kind of a revamped loyalty program. Just yesterday, I reported in Retail Insider magazine that Rakuten is teaming up with Scene Plus. So this is a growing trend. Do you think companies that don't have a healthy reward and loyalty program are kind of falling behind?
I think it really depends on what is the retailer's equity. I'll use Walmart as an example. Their heritage, I think the first business book I ever read was by Sam Walton. Yeah. And so Walmart, as an example, has always woken up every morning and known that they need to provide the right assortment at the best price every day. And so when they've built such a strong equity around that, I think there's less of a need for a loyalty program. That's my own personal 2 cents. For other brands, though, other retailers, when Shoppers pioneered the Optimum program, they got out ahead of it and really understood that it could tie into their equity really well. We've actually seen that through our survey that, nearly 57% of our users will switch stores for, say, a points accelerator event. My mother-in-law texted me last night and said, do you guys need anything? It was a points redemption event. So there are some of these hyper loyals that will absolutely move their shopping. And for some of those stores, especially if it's more of a high-low retailer, I mean, if you're a high-low retailer without a loyalty program, I would absolutely be saying, why do we not have one?
Yeah, I found that interesting, right? It was like 56.5% will purposely change their shopping trips I guess take advantage of point accelerator programs. I get that often in the mail, right? I remember like Shell 5 times the number of air miles or whatever, during a certain period of time. I guess it's an interesting thing that retailers are doing, right, to take advantage of the consumers' interests and behavior patterns, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And, we're helping, you mentioned Air Miles, we're partnering with them right now to talk about their bonus boom boost program that's live currently, where if a user takes advantage of 4 offers, that they can get 400 bonus miles, or 6 offers for 600, 8 for 800. These, just helping the user understand how easy it is. That's the key. And it certainly is a noisy environment. So, that's one way we also help our partners, is just, with 1.8 million Air Miles cards in the app, or 1.4 million PC Optimum cards, we can help activate those shoppers and get them the right offer to drive them into store, right?
You know what? Yeah, you know what I find, from a personal perspective, I find that the stores that do well with loyalty programs are the ones that when you're at the till cashing out or whatever, is that the cashiers kind of remind you, do you have Air Miles? You know what? And just a note to all retailers: get all your cashiers to remind people if you have a loyalty program when you're going through, right? Because it's something you can forget, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, the number one place to sign up someone for a loyalty program is always going to be the cash, right? And
Yeah,
I recall when shoppers had launched Optimum, there were very clear instructions to the cashiers to make sure. I must have been asked like 30 times prior to actually signing up for my account.
yeah.
But that absolutely is key. And we also just help make that easy for users. I mean, in Canada, on average, our users have uploaded 11.9 loyalty cards into their Stocard wallet, right? And you just think about how much plastic people used to have to carry around.
Yeah.
I was literally in the dentist chair this week, and the hygienist asked me, "What do you do?" And I started talking about Stocard, and she said, "Oh, so I don't have to carry around 12 plastic cards anymore." I don't know if it was 12, but yeah, you get the picture. It's just make it real easy so that people don't have to worry about, oh man, I'm at the store, I didn't bring that heavy wallet around because I didn't want the bulk. It's just digital just makes it so easy.
So I was just curious, Stephen, how long has Stocard been in Canada?
Stocard launched in Canada in 2015, but we didn't have a permanent presence here in terms of on the ground to talk with our retail partners. So I took the reins to really open up the Canadian business in November of 2020, which was an interesting time, certainly with all of the retail lockdowns in the first half of this year. But certainly we've been seeing people come back. The Retail Council of Canada, when they did their Léger shopping survey, saying people wanted to get out more in stores this year.
Yeah.
I mean, over Black Friday, we saw mall traffic in Canada, not just mall traffic, but purchases made in shopping malls up 16%.
Wow.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out with Omicron. But, I think Canadians are wanting to get back out into stores. I mean, even shopping malls, right? So people have talked about the death of the mall. I think it's been a slightly overplayed. So people want to get out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks a lot, Stephen, for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mario. I appreciate it.
All right, super. That was Stephen Relph, who is country manager for Canada for Stocard. I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this has been Taking Care of Business. Thanks for joining us today.